This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, Tuesday, October the 24th. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts. Great to have everyone with us this morning, and great to have changes coming our way in the weather forecast.
Yes, let's get details now from John Scalzi on that.
Yeah, it's looking pretty nice, actually. Right now, Richard in Northport, one of our weather watchers, has 73 degrees, and Cooper in South Central Sarasota also has 73 degrees, and that will probably be our daytime high tomorrow. That's the change. We're looking right now at a line of showers that extends out from Pinellas County into Gulf waters, giving us about a 20% chance of a morning shower, followed by some afternoon clearing. That'll be front number one moving through. Front number two comes by tonight with some significant clearing, some breezier winds, and those cooler temperatures. Nighttime lows tonight will be about 15 degrees cooler than they are right now, coming in the 60s. And it gets even cooler than that as we head into midweek. We'll talk all about that coming up in just a few. Today's daytime high, about 83 or 84. Complete forecast details in a few.
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. No major buildup so far today in Manatee County. A little blip there at State Road 70, just east of 301. Let's check farther south now into Sarasota County. A new issue there on Bee Ridge Road at Beneva. Looks like a car accident. Yeah, right there in the very busy intersection already, so avoid that. The turning lane, one of the turning lanes is blocked there, so be aware of that. Perhaps you can take Weber on one side and avoid that. Also an issue there at Clark Road, not too much there at the mall area. South County all clear at 6:02 on your Tuesday morning.
Our top story this hour, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is now speaking out about the controversial ambush in Niger.
General Joseph Dunford is hoping to calm criticism and provide details of the deaths of 4 U.S. soldiers. ABC's Serena Marshall has the latest.
It's the first chilling account of a mission gone wrong. It all began October 3rd for a reconnaissance mission considered so low risk they didn't have armored vehicles or drones.
The assessment was that contact with the enemy was unlikely.
But that low-risk mission changed, a senior intelligence official tells ABC News, to a kill or capture mission of a high-value target with ties to both al-Qaeda and ISIS. The next morning, awake more than 24 hours, leaving this village 50 miles from base. Something went terribly wrong.
Mid-morning on October 4th, the patrol began to take fire as they were returning to their operating base.
They'd only gone a few hundred yards when 50 militants attacked, using rocket-propelled grenades and heavy machine guns.
1 hour after taking fire, the team requested support. My judgment would be that unit thought they could handle the situation without additional support.
An unarmed drone arrived within minutes of that call. 30 minutes later, French military aircraft moved in, and 2 hours later, French planes on the scene. When it was over, 4 Americans killed by the ISIS-linked militants, 3 evacuated immediately, but 1, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson, still missing, his wife seeking answers.
Why it took them 48 hours to find my husband.
And another soldier's family also speaking out. Staff Sergeant Dustin Wright's family saying in a statement, "Our hope through this tragedy is to discern where, if any, mistakes were made and to fix them going forward."
President Trump has yet to answer any questions about the specifics of the ambush, but one of the survivors tell us if it wasn't for the French, it's unlikely anyone would have survived that night. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, senators on the Armed Service Committee are getting a classified briefing from Pentagon officials on the deadly Niger incident. According to 2 Senate sources, the briefing, scheduled for Thursday, will focus on the ambush by 50 ISIS fighters, as you've been hearing, that left 4 U.S. service members dead. In the aftermath of this ambush, several key lawmakers have said they didn't even know U.S. troops were operating in Niger. The anticipated briefings indicate a more active role of Congress regarding this deadly incident. And White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders says Chief of Staff John Kelly doesn't need to apologize to Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. Wilson accused President Trump of being insensitive during the phone conversation with the widow of that service member killed in Niger. Kelly defended Trump and criticized Wilson, accusing her of taking credit during a 2015 speech for getting federal funding for an FBI field office in Florida. Sanders was questioned about the matter at a forum with White House reporters. She says she didn't think Kelly was wrong, so that she didn't think he should have to offer an apology.
President Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen, plans to meet privately with the House and Senate intelligence panels this week as part of their ongoing investigations into possible Russian election meddling. Sources say Cohen will meet with members of the House Intelligence Committee today, then tomorrow a classified session with Senate Intelligence Committee staff and investigators. President Trump may have found an unlikely ally in former Democratic President Jimmy Carter. In a recent New York Times interview, Carter defended Trump and offered to help on a key issue involving policy. The 93-year-old said he'd be willing to visit North Korea on Trump's behalf amid ongoing nuclear tensions. The White House said it is open to discussing a role for the former president on North Korea. You may recall Carter helped defuse the first North Korean nuclear crisis, paving the way for a 1994 deal in which Pyongyang pledged to give up its nuclear weapons in return for aid.
Closer to home, the mayor of Tampa is saying he is not quick to use the expression serial killer to describe the suspect in connection with the recent deaths in one busy Tampa Bay neighborhood. 3 murders in 10 days has law enforcement baffled. But Mayor Bob Buckborn says there isn't enough evidence yet to call this suspect a serial killer. A Tampa neighborhood is certainly on edge, but now coming together in light of these tragedies.
The neighborhood literally has risen to the challenge, and they've said in no uncertain terms, evil's not going to win. That we're not going to let this person hold us hostage and hold us in fear.
And the fact that there have been 3 murders in this area in such a short amount of time, when that's very unusual, and using the same style of method to kill, it would appear to be a serial killer, at least by the standard definition.
The chief of police said in a town meeting last night that everyone is a suspect at this point. The only lead is grainy surveillance video showing a person of interest who was spotted near the scene of the first murder. Officials are begging the community to stay safe.
A disturbing story here. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation officers arrested a man they say illegally killed and gutted an alligator. Officers arrested 38-year-old Donald Daggett on Saturday, charging him with unlawfully taking an alligator. They began investigating in June after a former girlfriend turned over photos and videos that Daggett and another man made, each killing and taking a gator from a canal bank near Lake Okeechobee. Police say the woman also gave investigators a bag filled with what she said was alligator meat. Florida law requires hunters to have a statewide alligator hunt permit, which police issue through random drawings. Daggett's been released now on $4,500 bail.
Florida taxpayers will be paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to cover the legal bills rung up by Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam is now running for governor. The state is paying nearly $437,000. A federal appeals court sided with an all-natural dairy that fought the state's demand to label its skim milk imitation because vitamins weren't added to it. Court records show that a federal judge ordered Putnam's office to pay the attorneys who represented O'Cheesy Creamery in September. The state has paid more than $20 million since 2011 to cover expenses and fees for lawyers who have sued the state.
An Orlando couple got an unexpected surprise in their Amazon delivery. They ordered plastic storage bins, and the bins came with 65 pounds of marijuana inside. Police seized the drugs and launched an investigation where they discovered the bins had been shipped by Amazon via UPS from a facility in Massachusetts.
We were still pretty fearful that our home would be broken into, and we didn't actually sleep there for a few days.
The couple said that after going back and forth with Amazon by mail for a month, they never really spoke to a supervisor, but they did receive a gift card for $150 and a message that said, "I am unable to do anything else at this time." Orlando police said there have been no arrests so far. And several thousand zombies invaded Key West for the zombie bike ride yesterday. It's all part of the Keys Fantasy Fest. It's the first major event being held there since Hurricane Irma struck last month. More than 6,000 took part riding bikes along the beaches, along the city, wearing white face paint, gory, tattered clothes, and offbeat accessories. Range from top hats to tutus. Fantasy Fest winds down this weekend. Always a good time had by all.
Yeah, and great to see that, honestly, this year after the hurricane, to see the Keys back open for business.
It's true.
And people coming down.
They have a good sense of party down there.
I gather that.
Changing weather coming up for us here locally. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Thank you, John. Also, first alert traffic, and the EPA chief, Scott Pruitt, is adding extra protection to his security force.
We'll tell you why recent death threats have Pruitt making unprecedented safety decisions when we come back.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you! For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Celebrate the end of summer with big savings during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
It's still warm and humid outside. We have a 75-degree air temperature with a dew point of 74, pretty close together, and so the atmosphere feels kind of sticky out there. We have a lot of cloud cover as well. Calm winds currently, but those winds will be picking up as a series of fronts moves through the area today. 73 Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca at 72, 74 in Parrish, Bradenton at 75, Venice at 75, Northport at 73, and Boca Grande comes in at 75. So we had some pretty good rainfall yesterday. In fact, many places have seen over 2-inch rainfalls. Morgan Lee and Bradenton reported a 2-inch rainfall. Cooper in south central Sarasota reported a 3-inch rainfall. In fact, many places saw 3-inch rainfalls around the Venice area. 2.5, 2-inch rainfalls, certainly very common across the region last night as that one slow-moving system moved through the area. Now we have another chance at a shower. We are still in the warm, muggy air. These are dew point temperatures, which again measure how much moisture there is in the atmosphere. The higher the dew point, the more moist the air is, the lower the dew point, the drier the air is. In summertime, you get dew points in the 70s, like we have right now across most of central and south central Florida. But to the north of us, you'll see dew points that are very fall-like in the 50s. That's because the first front is located just about over us right now, and it will be sinking southward throughout the day today. That'll be front number 1. Front number 2, located back behind it, will have the punch of cooler air that'll make it feel very fall-like as we head into tonight, but particularly tomorrow. So front number 1 comes through with that little chance of rainfall during the morning hours. followed by some afternoon clearing and a little bit of a wind shift. Then front number 2 comes by tonight, kicks up our winds significantly, I think, makes it kind of breezy tomorrow, and certainly ushers in the cooler temperatures that we will experience. So breezy with a slight chance of showers today, about a 20% chance during the morning hours. Cooler tonight and tomorrow as that second front moves through. And then we'll be watching the weekend weather for the potential of perhaps some tropical involvement in our weather. Yeah, still hurricane season, right? We have a little area of disturbed weather right off the coast. That is front number 1 sinking southward. It's not a big deal, maybe an isolated shower or two. Here's the area that may influence our weekend weather. Now, this is not going to be a big system, not like the last one. However, there's about a 50% chance of some development here in these clusters of clouds, according to the Hurricane Center, over a 5-day period. As it lifts northward into Gulf waters, though, by the weekend, it will have a more and more hostile environment to work with. So basically, it's going to be an injection of moisture. And then another cold front will be sinking south Saturday through the state of Florida, encounter that moisture, and possibly produce some pretty good rainfall. We'll have to watch and see how that all evolves. Some big question marks still in the weekend forecast. Northwest wind at 15, increasing to about 20 tonight. And the forecast looks like this. Well, we get through this morning, we'll see some clearing and some much cooler temperatures for several days in a row with nighttime lows in the 50s. And then Saturday, perhaps that rain day, followed by again another little shot of cooler, drier air. Back to you.
All right, looks good. Thank you very much, John. Looking at the roadways, a couple of accidents starting to pop up now. A new one showing up at State Road 70. So it is actually at 54th Avenue and 13th Court. So just off of State Road 70. Keep in mind that because that's obviously a busy area this time of day. Another accident showing up in Sarasota. It is at Bee Ridge and Beneva. So alternate roads a good idea there as well, as we are seeing some volume picking up there in the eastbound direction. I-75 is accident-free and things looking good all the way into South County. It is 6:17 and we are learning new information about threats against the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Scott Pruitt.
ABC's Renee Marsh tells us the agency is taking these threats very seriously.
Scott Pruitt is rapidly expanding his security force to an unprecedented level. CNN has learned the EPA is in the process of hiring and training a dozen new agents to provide 24/7 protection for Pruitt. Salaries alone could cost $2 million, not including training, equipment, or travel. The agency says the level of protection is dictated and determined by the level of threat. Pruitt faces 4 to 5 times more death threats than his predecessors. That's according to the EPA Inspector General's office. As security spending increases, Pruitt hopes to cut the EPA's budget by 30%, including major cuts to the agency's enforcement work and staffing. Pruitt's schedule lists more than 100 meetings with the fossil fuel industry, but only 5 with environmental groups.
Well, it's very clear that EPA Administrator Pruitt is trying to cripple the agency. He's trying to slash the agency's budget. He's trying to keep the agency from doing its job, from protecting public health and from protecting our environment. So it's very worrisome.
A former executive, Nancy Beck, who worked for the chemical industry, is now in charge of shaping EPA's rules on hazardous chemicals. The New York Times reported Beck insisted the agency rewrite a rule to make it harder to track the health consequences of PFOA, a chemical linked to health problems like kidney cancer, birth defects, and immune system disorders. And last month, the EPA made a reversal on what's considered safe levels of exposure to radiation. EPA guidelines now say radiation exposures of 5 to 10 rem usually result in no harmful health effects. That's the equivalent of 5,000 chest x-rays, according to the Public Employees for Environmental Responsibility.
There are many industries that have been pushing hard to roll back these rules. Some of them are in the nuclear industry, some of them are in the hazardous waste industry, some of them are in the chemical industry. And Scott Pruitt has been meeting secretly with literally scores of these corporate executives quietly behind the scenes.
But the EPA is pushing back on the idea that Pruitt is turning a blind eye to bad actors in industry. The agency pointing to an interview in Time magazine where Pruitt discussed his partnership with industry. Quote, "I don't spend any time with polluters. I prosecute polluters. What I'm spending time with are stakeholders who care about outcomes."
And the EPA is in hot water after canceling talks for 3 of its scientists who were scheduled to speak at a Rhode Island conference. They were expected to discuss the implications of climate change before presenting a 500-page report. According to the New York Times, an EPA official told the conference program director that those scientists would not be allowed to speak.
6:20 right now. Still heading Good Morning Suncoast. Actress Kim Cattrall is speaking out on her time on the show Sex and the City.
We'll tell you why she blames the show for her choosing not to have kids after this.
The Alfa Romeo Stelvio takes the modern compact luxury crossover and injects it with personality.
Every crossover should be this good to drive.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
I went in skeptical and came away impressed.
Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds, a segment best.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now, it looks peaceful now, but there's a change in the wind.
That's right, a cold front working its way through the area today. A little bit of wet pavement for your morning commute, so be careful out there. We had some rain overnight, but John says the cooler temperatures are on their way in.
Don't forget to check out our social media pages. If you're on Facebook, you can go to Ray Collins ABC7 or John Scalzi ABC7. We upload new content every day, plenty of peeks behind the scenes, so check it out. Also, say hello as well, and we'll always get back to you. That's on Facebook right here.
It is 6:24, and actress Kim Cattrall is providing some surprising new details about her time on the mega hit show Sex and the City.
She blames the show's schedule for her choosing not to have kids. Does she also blame the show for making millions of dollars along the way? ABC's Lindsay Janis has the latest.
In this morning's first look, for 6 years, she played the glamorous and outspoken Samantha Jones on Sex and the City.
When he's in college, I'll take him for a drink and I'll flirt with his friends.
How's that? But now Kim Cattrall saying the role that skyrocketed her to worldwide fame in 1998 prevented her from having a baby.
I put work before them.
The actress telling Piers Morgan she and her then husband Mark Levinson considered IVF, but her grueling work hours made it impossible.
I thought to myself, wow, I have 19-hour days on this series. How could I possibly continue to do that, especially in my early 40s?
And coming up at 7 a.m., more on Cattrall's revealing interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Janis, ABC News, New York.
There's only one egg that just tastes better, fresher, more flavorful, delicious, with more great nutrition and 25% less saturated fat. Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Do I use a toothpaste that whitens my teeth or one that's good for my teeth? Now I don't have to choose.
From Crest 3D White comes new whitening therapy. It's our best whitening technology. Plus, it has a fortifying formula to protect your enamel. Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
I'm very sorry.
And we're gonna get the phone, his phone, out of you.
The important thing is that we're gonna make you better.
Okay, here's how to make butter. Pour 2/3 cup cold heavy cream.
Snickers satisfies.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, dozens of free trees available to Sarasota residents. We'll tell you about a new program.
Plus, another grant is helping police in Bradenton work longer hours to ensure biker and pedestrian safety. We'll tell you where.
And a vigil today in Venice for the ongoing opioid crisis. We'll have a preview. Those stories and more coming up right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back at 6:30. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
And I'm Ray Collins. Fall is in the air. World Series starts tonight. Dodgers hosting the Astros. Neither team has won in a long time.
So a lot of excitement there. Yeah. And I'm excited about the changes in the weather, and many folks are waiting for that little feeling of fall. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi to see when we're going to feel the difference.
Indeed. On its way. I think even today, it's kind of a transition day, but even today I think we'll feel a little bit of it. It'll be slightly cooler today than yesterday. Some places got pretty close to the 90-degree mark yesterday. Richard in Northport had about a half an inch of rain, picked up a morning temperature of 73 degrees. Becky in Old Myakka has 66 degrees. She's normally one of the cooler spots. And she had 3/8 of an inch of rain, but many places saw 3-inch plus rainfalls. And at the airport, broke an all-time daytime record on that day, 23rd, for rainfall at 1.98. There's a line of showers that extends out in Gulf waters. That's gradually getting closer to us, bringing us about a 20% chance of a sprinkle during the morning hours, maybe a passing shower. That's the cold front, and it is located just basically over us. That's one of two cold fronts. The first one coming through now will give us a little bit of clearing during the afternoon, but not a lot of cooler temperatures. Our daytime highs still in the 80s today, lower 80s. But then tomorrow, after tonight's cold front passage, significantly cooler air. We'll talk about that in a sec.
John, talk to you soon about that. First alert traffic showing some issues now. First off, in Manatee County at around State Road 70, 54th Avenue Drive at 13th Court. Be aware of that. Take other roads if you can. Also on Bee Ridge Road, an ongoing issue at a busy spot there, Beneva and Bee Ridge, so avoid that intersection. Take perhaps Weber to one side if you can. And South County all clear at 6:32 now on your Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, the city of Sarasota, in partnership with the Arbor Day Foundation, is offering 100 trees to residents at no cost.
As our Dwayne Lindo tells us, the program is designed to help homeowners conserve energy and make the neighborhood look even better.
Native vegetation and trees are a huge part of the Arlington Park neighborhood.
Just got it, brand new, little maple.
Resident Mary Ann Bowie just planted hers 2 weeks ago. She says the city of Sarasota's plan to give away 100 trees is great for a mitigation program.
We really need to keep the right tree in the right place. And we really need to replace the trees that have been taken out through development and redevelopment of our properties.
The city of Sarasota's sustainability program educator, Jeff Redenberg, points out that in addition to filtering air, the trees that are provided play an important role.
Provide shade for their house, which will hopefully decrease their electric bill. It'll be more beautiful in their yard. It can reduce water runoff.
According to Vredenberg, money saved throughout the period of time living in the home.
Actually, planting one tree can reduce 2,000 kilowatt hours over the course of that tree's growth in 20 years. That's like saving a month off your electric bill, so it can make a big impact.
Sarasota started the program last spring, giving away 125 trees. Each household can reserve up to one tree, which is delivered to the home. Owners must plant it in a location specified by an online mapping tool.
On the online program, you can see where the best places for shade. So between those two things, you can choose a space in your yard that's suitable both so that it doesn't hit a power line, but also provides maximum shade.
And in order for any resident to plant one of these trees, they're required to find out locations of water, sewer, and power lines.
You should call 411, and then FPL, the power companies, the cable companies, they'll come out and they can mark where you shouldn't bury that tree because you don't want to obviously hit a cable while you're doing it.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Other news now. Police in Bradenton have a new way to keep bikers and walkers safe around dangerous intersections. The department received a grant to provide overtime pay for officers to patrol the areas with the most accidents. They'll monitor these areas, aiming to reduce the number of pedestrian, bicycle, and vehicle crashes. The intersections selected for enforcement are Manatee Avenue at 9th Street West, 14th Street West at 21st Avenue, 1st Street and 13th Avenue, and Manatee Avenue and 43rd Street West.
The city of Sarasota is getting grant money for homeowners to improve their houses for future storms. The city has received a hurricane loss mitigation grant that's worth almost $195,000. Now the city is accepting applications from eligible residents for hurricane-resistant windows, doors, and roofs. If you're interested in applying, you can find that registration form on the City of Sarasota Facebook page, and then it can be turned in to the Newtown Redevelopment Corporation, the Robert Earl Taylor Community Complex, the Senior Friendship Center, Selby Public Library, or the Office of Housing and Community Development. Over $100 million in low-interest disaster loans has been approved for Florida businesses and residents affected by Hurricane Irma. The U.S. Small Business Administration is encouraging anyone who has not applied for this money to take action right away. The disaster declaration covered both Manatee and Sarasota counties, which makes you eligible for physical and economic injury disaster loans from the SBA. Disaster loans are available to businesses of all sizes, including private nonprofits, homeowners, and renters, to help cover uninsured losses. Just a reminder to stay up to date on all the latest breaking news and across the Suncoast. You can get these alerts on your phone instantly. iPhone and iPad users need to go download our new news app from the App Store. You can search WWSB or My Suncoast, and Android users will get that updated automatically.
With the World Rowing Championships now behind us, there's some concern about whether Nathan Benderson Park will ever be completed as promised. When the Suncoast won the bid years ago to host the championships, park officials promised several amenities in addition to the now completed finish tower, like a permanent grandstand and boathouse. The CEO of Benderson Development and others pledged to raise over $20 million for the projects, which were not completed in time for the event. Now, with over $40 million in public funds invested in the park, some are wondering if Benderson and others will keep their original promise.
It was starting to become obvious that the private part of this partnership was not meeting its obligation.
The failure question comes in, did this perform the way it was expected? Were we sold a bill of goods?
Now, the final price of the finished tower was over $1 million more than expected, and Randy Benderson tells us the $10 million estimate for the boathouse could change too. That's expected to be announced sometime in the next 3 months.
Manatee County park lovers and outdoor enthusiasts, now is your time to speak up. The county is finishing up its parks master plan, and they want your input before it's presented to county commissioners for final approval. Manatee County will host 3 meetings in November to update the public on the park plan. Once completed, it will provide a 15-year blueprint for parks, green spaces, and trails in Manatee County. The first meeting will be November 6th at the Central Library in Bradenton. And in Sarasota County, the Rosemary District continues to grow, bringing in development for new apartments, restaurants, and hotels. Choice Hotels International is developing a new 118-room hotel on Fruitville Road between Central and Coconut Avenues. The 5-story building will have 59 parking spaces as well. Choice Hotels received an administrative site plan from the city in January, but the company's next step now is to apply for a building permit. It is 6:38, and major changes could be on the way for Venice's fire department as talks of joining Sarasota County's department are now back on the table.
Yeah, the consolidation plan was struck down last year after the city and county failed to reach a deal. But today the city will vote again whether to renew discussions. Our Christopher Brantley has our preview.
That game of catch-up begins with fixing the basics.
Capital is what has been our downfall. We never had a replacement program in place, and for the first time we started to move forward with that.
The department says they need several new trucks, new radio equipment, and some major building work.
Everybody wants the fire department to be adequately funded, and adequate, maybe even over adequately funded.
Problem is, funding has been a struggle. Several suggested solutions, including a consolidation with Sarasota County, failed, largely because Sarasota County wouldn't agree to take over the department unless Venice paid to upgrade the buildings and trucks. Now the city wants a group of residents to come up with a solution, and that consolidation could be back on the table.
The real key is going to be to come up with something that the residents do understand, that's well presented to them, and adequately funds the fire department. Simple as that.
Venice's fire chief likes the idea of the group, but he wants to make sure there's a firefighter there.
Having a member of the fire service on that board, I think, would help represent the fire department, explain any questions or concerns that the members of the community might have.
No doubt the group will want to know how the finances got so bad. Venice's mayor says it's a failure on the part of former finance directors who made minimum payments on loans that put the department in such a bind.
That's like making the smallest amount of payment that you can on a credit card,
but every month you're charging the credit card up more and more.
In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Also happening today, a treat for the sheriff's canines in Manatee County. Petland will donate dog food for all the sheriff's office canines. The pet store also offered a discount to the sheriff's office canines and other supplies such as toys and shampoo that will add to the savings. We'll have more on this story today at noon. And also happening today, a vigil for victims of substance abuse is being held tonight in Venice. The drug prevention group called NOPE will hold the vigil in Centennial Park. The gathering will honor those who have lost their lives due to drug and alcohol abuse and those who continue to struggle with the addiction. NOPE is a nonprofit that provides prevention forums to combat various forms of substance abuse. For more information on the vigil or the organization, visit nopetaskforce.com.
Some heavy rain showers last night.
Yes.
Morning commute better?
I think so.
Okay,
There'll be a few scattered showers around, but I don't think it'll be anything like the deluge.
Really came down.
Yes.
Boy, it did. It was surprisingly how much rainfall came down. 3-inch plus, broke records in Sarasota. No, none of that today. Changing weather day for us. We'll talk about that in a sec.
All right, also coming up, we will have your first alert traffic. And then after that, a decade later, the NFL is putting to rumor to bed involving their Super Bowl halftime show.
We'll tell you how Janet Jackson could take the stage with Justin Timberlake again when we come back.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
one.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Attention travelers, next Tuesday a major hurricane will cause complete chaos throughout the city. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
77-degree air temperature currently. That'll be warmer than it's going to be tomorrow for a daytime high, even with all the sunshine that we'll have around tomorrow because of that cooler air that's going to come in our way by overnight tonight. 75-degree dew point value, that too will be dropping, plummeting, I should say. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there right now and a chance at a sprinkle or two through the morning hours, about a 20% chance of that. Winds are still fairly quiet right now, but they'll be picking up later today as well. 72 degrees Wauchula, Arcadia at 72, 73 Myakka, 76 in Bradenton, 77 in Venice, 73 in Northport, and Boca Grande coming in at 75. So if you look across the region, rainfalls kind of vary. They were heavy along the coastline in some places, 3-inch plus rainfalls, but inland they're not so much. Generally speaking, less than half an inch in inland areas, and then you got closer to the coast, closer to the 1-inch mark with some pockets of 3-inch rainfall. So pretty impressive. The frontal boundary located just about over us right now. Dew point numbers tell you how much moisture there is in the air, and this mass of air coming our way behind the cold front is a dry, cool air mass. Already in parts of North Florida where dew points have fallen into the 50s, our dew points still in the almost summer-like mid-70s to near 70-degree range. Now, that will be changing as we progress through the afternoon. You will notice kind of a cooler wind beginning to develop as the wind shifts northwest with this frontal passage moving through our region. That's front number one. That's the one that brings with it that little chance of rain showers during this morning hours, and then the clearing as we head into the afternoon and into the evening. Then front number two arrives on our doorstep tonight, and that one just whisks all the moisture away and brings us the cooler temperatures that'll be with us for several days in a row. So breezy with a slight rain chance during the morning hours and getting breezier in the afternoon. Cooler tonight with temperatures dipping into the 60s tonight, and then cooler tomorrow as well. We're watching that weekend weather, though, as there may be some moisture lifting up from the south that could produce some fairly heavy rainfall for Saturday. Still some question marks in that forecast, but we'll watch it. There's the line of showers getting close by us right now, producing a little bit of light drizzle over the Keys and in areas along 75 near Venice. So watch for that this morning. It could be some light to moderate rain falling across the region. Look for a north wind increasing tonight to about 20 knots. And the forecast over the 7 days calling for that cooler temperature arriving tomorrow and staying with us for several days. Back to you.
All right, a nice change on the way. Thank you, John. On the roadways, we'll see if things have changed. We are still watching a couple of different accidents, 54th Avenue Drive and 13th Court. That's just off State Road 70, but it doesn't appear to be causing any problems on the main drag there. We do have problems on Bee Ridge and Beneva. It's been an accident in the intersection there for the last couple of hours, so we continue to encourage you to avoid that area. I-75 itself, though, is accident and delay free, and things look good into South County. In this hour's Health Smart, good news if you aren't getting enough sleep at night or you like to snack before bed. Reed Binion has some tips for snacks that are good for bedtime in today's Health Minute.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. aren't getting enough sleep. But if you like to end your day with a little snack before bed, you might like this. Some experts say there are snacks that can be effective in helping you wind down. You might have heard that eating too much turkey at Thanksgiving will make you sleepy. Well, that's because of the essential amino acid tryptophan that is in it. Your body converts the tryptophan into brain chemicals associated with sleep, melatonin and serotonin, causing relaxation and drowsiness. So if you find yourself needing a good night's sleep and also enjoy a late-night nosh, try snacking on foods that contain high amounts of tryptophan, like egg whites, low-fat cheese, or chicken. Even seeds such as pumpkin or sesame. The University of Maryland Medical Center says foods rich in carbohydrates, lean in protein, and low in fat may also boost the production of serotonin and melatonin. Foods such as granola, unsweetened cereals, or whole grain crackers with milk. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Entertainment news now. Renee Zellweger isn't in Kansas anymore. The actress taking on the role of Wizard of Oz star Judy Garland in a new biopic titled Judy. It takes place 30 years after that landmark film as the singer is preparing for her final concert in London back in 1968. It'll feature some of her most famous songs, including Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Judy is based on a script written by Netflix's Tom Edge. It begins filming in February. Janet Jackson would be welcome at the Super Bowl halftime show next year. The NFL says there's no ban on the artist, who was at the center of that wardrobe malfunction back in 2004. Justin Timberlake will be on stage. He was on stage during that infamous performance, and he is the star of the next halftime show. Many are wondering if he'll bring Jackson up on stage as well. And a fairy tale engagement for John Stamos and his fiancée, Caitlin McHugh. She said yes at Disneyland. He shared a picture on social media of a drawing of the moment. Wow. His publicist says after the proposal, the two had dinner with their families in the theme park. McHugh is also an actress. It'll be the second marriage for both. He did that drawing as well.
I guess so. Talented.
Very much so. 10 to 7 right now. Still ahead, we'll update your day's top local news headlines. And a grandmother marks a special milestone by jumping out of an airplane.
We'll tell you why this spunky senior decided to go skydiving after this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelly Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $199 a month, or get 2.9% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Did you know that Sarasota County was the first in Florida to be recognized as an age-friendly community? Whether you're 22 or 82, we strive to be the best place to live, work, and play. A community rich with opportunities and things to do for people of all ages. On Saturday, October 28th, we're advancing this movement with a free community event featuring live entertainment and hands-on experiences. You won't want to miss our entire community coming together for an age-friendly festival presented by the Patterson Foundation.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It won't be this dark in a week or so when we turn the clocks back.
Good point. Yes, because it is very dark as you head out the road this morning. So be careful. Of course, we've got kids walking to school and at bus stops, and we also have some wet pavement. But we'll check in with the forecast, some changes that are on the way. But first, here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Sarasota is teaming up with the Arbor Day Foundation to give away 100 trees to residents, no charge. The program's funded by the city's tree removal surcharge.
Plus, a new grant will help police in Bradenton work more closely on protecting bikers and pedestrians. They'll be focusing on the most dangerous intersections across the city.
And a vigil is set for tonight in Centennial Park in Venice. The issue, the area's growing opioid epidemic.
Checking out traffic, we have a couple of accidents that we're keeping an eye on. One at 54th Avenue Drive and 13th Court. That's just off of State Road 70, where we do see building volume this morning. Bit of a slowdown on I-75 near State Road 70 as well. But the accident we're watching in Sarasota is at Bee Ridge and Beneva. That's, of course, a very busy spot this time of day, so you may want to try an alternate route. No problem showing up on I-75 in South County. John?
So we are watching a cold front move through the area, currently producing a few scattered showers around the region. Watch for that this morning. About a 20% chance of those quick passing showers. Otherwise, a slow transition day as we see some clearing and some winds picking up tonight. With another front moving through, the secondary front will bring us the cooler air that'll arrive tonight through tomorrow, dropping our temperatures about 10 degrees.
All right, in Pennsylvania, Isla Campbell was seeking a thrill for her 94th birthday, so she climbed to 10,000 feet, reached speeds of up to 120 miles an hour, and had a nice free fall. The weather was picture perfect, making that experience all the better. Campbell says she plans to come back and do it all over again next year for her 95th birthday.
Good for her.
Sticks the landing right there.
Why not, right?
Would you do that?
I would do that, actually. I've always wanted to do that.
I'm softening as the years go by. I'm not so sure I can do it anymore. Would you want to do it, John?
Depends on what shape I'm in at 95. That's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good for her.
Enjoy your Tuesday, folks.
Good Morning America's coming up next.